Good morning, little guinea pigs, and welcome to day 3 of our Big Raw experiment, I should say. And I've been trying to catch up. It's hard to do to catch up with all of your blogs and everybody's comments and posts. But what I've been able to read so far, the majority of you seem so enthusiastic. I already am seeing that a number of you all have already lost a pound or two. And that's really encouraging. I talked to Bunny Berry yesterday, and she wants to put together a little widget on our site that basically shows weekly how many pounds we've lost as a group collectively. Now, not everybody's going to lose weight immediately, and some people, especially the larger folks in the experiment, are going to lose weight on a much quicker pace than some of the rest of us. So, and you know, hormones play a role. There's so many factors, polycystic ovary syndrome, you know, there's just so many different things that do play a role in our weight loss. But I just wanted to quickly tell you that today is the day that if you don't have your video, or I'm sorry, your picture, before picture, your measurements and your age posted to the site, just after noon today, I'm going to be going through and seeing which members don't have their things posted, and I am going to have to delete your account because I have to have everybody on the same page for this kind of research. So I've already told you that like 5 times. I don't mean to keep saying it, but I just don't want anyone to get mad at me if they come and try to log on and they've gotten the boot. You know what I'm saying? So I did want to go over just a little bit of what my thinking is and what I know there's been a lot of confusion with a few people that aren't sure exactly what we're doing, and so each day that goes by I'm going to shed more light on it. But the main thing I want you to just really think about is adding more raw food into your diet. There are going to be those of you who are gung-ho doing 100% raw, which that's probably going to likely give you better results. Some of you are jogging and really getting into cardiovascular exercise again, better results. But there are some of you who are really just new to this, you're transitioning in. So here are my guidelines overall for what I'm going to be talking about in the book that I'm writing. 80% of your diet, I would really like to see that fresh, whole, ripe, real food that has grown up through the ground, out of the trees, off of the vine, nuts and seeds, all of, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouts, seaweeds, all the foods that also are very alkalinizing to your body, which that list is posted under recipes, focus foods. Those are the absolute best foods that you can put into your body. And I'd like to try to see you have about 80% of your diet from that food list. Bye, honey. Okay, it's summer. Kids are home. You know how that goes. I would also love it if you can buy organic whenever possible, because those foods are going to not have the same chemicals going on. Even if you wash your fruits and vegetables that are conventionally grown, because the soil is depleted of a lot of minerals and nutrition, and also because those crops have been sprayed with all different kinds of herbicides, fungicides, yada yada, that actually gets and grows up into the produce. So it's still better than eating a Big Mac, people. I mean, if you can only afford conventional produce, it's still going to be much more nourishing to your body than going through the drive-thru to fast food. So, but if you can afford to buy organic, or it doesn't even have to be certified organic, if it's from a local grower that you know is using maybe sustainable or just somebody that's actually growing your food and you know how they're managing their crops, that would far be better than just going and having something that's been shipped from, who knows where. And then 20% of your diet is where you have your leeway. And that can be things like condiments, if you want to do mustard, or, like maple syrup, which is not technically raw, agave nectar. My drug of choice, and one of the ways I've gained quite a bit of the weight I've gained is cashew butter. And so for me, that would be in my 20% that I could have if I want that. But what I've realized is that's a trigger food for me, and once I start eating it, I get out of control, and it seems to make me crave other things that I wouldn't normally want. So for those of you who have a lot of weight to lose, you're probably really going to want to pay attention to what you're putting in the way of that 20%. I would just be cautious on that. I hope that answers that question. So avoid big disaster trigger foods like anything containing gluten. I mean, the majority of us, we might not have celiac disease, but most people, most white Americans especially, have a gluten sensitivity, which causes bloating, it causes digestive problems, and we can talk more in detail about that later. But anything that contains gluten, especially processed wheat, most breads contain gluten. So, for example, one of the recipes I'm going to put up today is a spring roll wrap, and everything in it is raw except I use rice paper, which is not technically a raw food, but it doesn't contain gluten. And it's such a small amount, but it keeps it together, and it's just it's a nice recipe. And so if you're not trying to be 100% raw, I would recommend something like that. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I would rather you eat a piece of turkey or fish than to have a donut or even a bagel or something like that, because your body can utilize the protein in the fish or the chicken or the turkey better than it can. It won't get any nutrition really at all from a donut, and your body's just going to be like, what do we do with this? Can't figure out what to do, how to process this. A lot of you all are vegans, and I support that completely. Vegetarian, I support that completely. But there are a lot of you who are transitioning away from a heavier meat diet. So for you to go cold turkey and give up meat 100%, you might just start jonesing and have to, pull in and have a Big Mac or a, Wendy's burger or a steak or something. So, if you need to use that 20% for your transitioning of food, like if you really need something warm, if you need a cooked soup, or something along those lines, I would try to stay away from white potatoes, honestly, because the starch, and it's hard. It seems to cling into your body. So try to stay away from white food, processed sugar, processed flour, potatoes. So most of that's common sense, and most of you already know that. So I think this is going to be fun. I'm already having a great time, except for this morning. None of our cameras are working suddenly. So my daughter just took my before pictures out in the backyard with my iPhone just to have something to put up there, and my measurements. So I am totally relating to all you right now. It's not a pretty picture, but it's one that we all need to consider. And Wendy Lou, one of our members, gave me a great idea, and she said, so many people who are trying to lose weight put pictures of thin people on their refrigerators as an inspiration to, I want to look like that. Well, she said, I think it would be more of an inspiration to take your fat before pictures and put that on your refrigerator or pantry door to remind you of what you really do look like head to toe, and that might curtail some of this mindless eating that we do from time to time and keep us on track. So keep your focus on the fact that we're here for 10 weeks to do this project and to see what kind of research we can do, and to hopefully prove to the world that the raw food diet, managed, smart and also diligent consistency, really does show results, not just in your weight and in your cleansing, but also in your overall health. So I think it's going to be a great 10 weeks, and again, I'll be online all day today working through everything and going through all of the things that you're writing. And I just want you to know I so appreciate you being here, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye.